The daily is this story. 5.6 billion naira wheat project scam. Narsa boss Nigeria incentive-based risk-sharing system for agricultural lending. That's the former boss of that company, arrested 11 months after sacking. You have riders to that. Nabbed lobbying for reappointment. Boats away 32 official vehicles. You also find this one. That's what the DSS is saying, no comment on that particular situation. Ex-national boss arrested 11 months after sacking. You also have the kicker who says 5 million. We get to unravel that scam, perhaps set things right. It's a whole lot of money involved. Away from that story, we also have this one in politics, civil state. Wike Fubara feud continues to put Rivers on edge. That's on page 12 of the Daily Trust. Economic indices, recapitalization, so see this as Lagos Abuja flight diverted over weather. I saw someone making a joke out of that over the weekend. They landed in Delta states. So I say the pilot had to say, "Welcome to Abuja." But of course, you check that story now, page 35 of the Daily Trust newspaper for today. Just on that story you took on 5G's intervention in Tinubu pledges full university autonomy. That's cheering news for
Yes, for universities. I think they've been
those who've been
agitating
calling
for that.
full
Yes, for
autonomy
a
of the
while.
Nigerian university. So you check that 35 to see the detail of the president's pledge for full university autonomy. Catholic priest remanded for impregnating teenager in Anambra. That's on page 32 of the Daily Trust newspaper. You also see this.
Like a break of
Okay.
trust. A Catholic priest under the oath of celibacy. Based on the, who he is shepherding over in the
Mark particular situation gets to fade off somehow they're involved and gotten impregnated. But let's see what the courts will do, will decide over the matter. ECOWAS. ECOWAS courts others amendment of Nigeria Press Council Act. That's on page 6 also of the Daily Trust newspaper for today.
Alright, from the Daily Trust. Quote, Naira deploy digitization or product diversification to address demand. Me price of the Vanguard for this morning. Still on the Vanguard, this one local to begin production soon as President Tinubu. This is now 70 billion naira IGR by 24. The rate was. But you also find that values. Okay, this is values on page. This one loans to states or misspending. Find this 10 is on page 36 of the Vanguard newspaper as well. Women group protests in Kano, Ford's appeal court verdict. Details of that is on page 13 of the Vanguard newspaper. And finally, from the Vanguard newspaper, we have this coming from the former INEC boss. It says, how to prevent electoral shambles. That's Giru Jaga. Find that on page 14 of the what Mr. and Mrs. are saying here. Mr. X Titus Fish is in the past people shunned it. The belief and is that why you're not eating it? Then he replies, I don't like the way the fish head is grinding at me with the expression, who is now poor man. All from the Vanguard this morning.
All right, let's move away from the Vanguard now. The Nigerian Tribune is also out for you today, and it's leading the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. But if you grab a copy, you find why CBN governor is right on bank recapitalization. That's according to experts. Say inflation, depreciation, weakening capital adequacy of banks. Wants national, regional, international banks to coexist. This conversation that will snowball for days, talking about if this is the right step in the right direction. But experts will definitely have their contribution on this matter. You can also find that read on page 6 of the Nigerian today. Multiple bank charges amid rising inflation worry Nigerians. That's on page 12 of the Nigerian Tribune. Aren't you worried, Shade? Multiple bank charges.
Worried, worried. Really, each bank you do now, you pay naira on it's little sum, 15 naira, on it, and that's a good one at all. If we are now having multiple charges, take it to someone. Eventually, the person is getting 29 on something. It's
Page 22 as